I've been looking for the G-spot for 100 years, but I still can't find it.
100 years, Florence. 100 years.
100 years, I say. And I can't find it anywhere.
I literally feel like that's how most straight men must feel. Be like, I tried. Actually, no, I think most straight men think they found it, but most women are like, huh? That's not it.
And that might be because it doesn't exist.
This is a controversial theory that's come up recently that both Florence and I really were interested about, because all we've done is talk about the G-spot, talk about clitoral orgasms, but the G-spot orgasm was always sort of like, ooh, is there, isn't there? And especially the last couple of years, I found out, I'm like, yes, I am fully 100%. I found my G-spot. I know what makes me come. I know what I like. And then this tiny little bit of evidence, or tiny little bit of information, kind of fucking floored us, really.
Yeah.
Was that early last year?
Late last year, someone was saying that the G-spot is a myth. So there isn't actually a G-spot. But what the area is that feels pleasurable inside is actually just the back of your clitoris, potentially.
Yeah. Which makes so much sense when you have a G-spot yourself. Because the amount of fucking people that have been like, oh my god, I can make you G-spot come or make you squirt. And I'm like, that doesn't feel good, man. Like, it's not like, oh, I've lost your picture. Oh, you're back. Okay. Oh yeah, the amount of people that feel like they know where it is, and it's like like a button that they press, and that's what gives you pleasure. And yes, like of course, when you're doing that to us, it's such an intense feeling that it might look like you're making us come, but I don't know if that ever feels like really that great. So have you ever had a G-spot orgasm, Florence? Why it frozen? Come on, we're so close.
Okay.
It's a weird one though, because I guess basically the myth is that there's no separate area that gives you pleasure called the G-spot, this mystical G-spot. But instead of it being like a separate area, it is the same thing as what's stimulating you from the front, and that is your clitoris.
Which is like the pleasure
internal.
organ. Yeah, it's like the pleasure muscle, the pleasure organ. This clitoris over here. Like, we always thought that the clitoris was this tiny little nugget, like button on the outside of our vulva.
It's
and
not
then
the case.
The G-spot's like an inside button that you like, it's a finger length in and up.
Yeah.
And like that kind of, generally speaking, is the gist of it. But I think your G-spot could be anywhere, really, depending on where your nerve endings are, because that's just what the pleasure sensors are. It's just a bundle of nerve endings that like sensory stuff.
Exactly. For me, it made so much sense, almost more sense. And when I started thinking about this during sex, maneuvering myself into a position that would stimulate where the clitoris is, but from behind, I started having G-spot orgasms way easier once I have this little nugget of information. Because what me and my partner realised is that when he's penetrating and just sort of like going down into the vagina, he's not hitting the G-spot at all. But if the penis is more like that and more like near the front of your clitoris but internally, that's when he starts rubbing on what would be like the G-spot.
Yeah, because I find that I can achieve a G-spot orgasm with toys, not with my own fingers. That's too hard. It's like the angle I can't get right. And then with sex, when it's like consistent hard pounding, and not because the penis is like directly jabbing into those nerve endings, but because it's moving past and the friction is moving the skin, like that, and then that little bit there is what, feels really fucking good. But it's hard to tell because a G-spot orgasm can feel so much more different to a clitoral orgasm. And I think, I don't have a prostate, but I think the prostate is very similar. Like when people massage the prostate, it's a bundle of nerve endings. Although actually the prostate is actually something, isn't it, for blokes?
Yeah.
But I feel like it must feel the same.
It's probably very, very similar. Because basically everyone's genitals are made up of a very similar like thing. Because it's what changes when your genitals are formed inside you. They just change in shape, like slightly. So like what our clitoris is then becomes the penis for other people, whereas it just, and the penis inside and the clitoral insides look very similar.
Yeah, they're basically the same set of organs, but formed in a different way.
Yeah.
Men and women basically have the same set.
Yeah.
But just...
So all our pleasures are gonna like feel pretty similar, I think.
Yeah, like women's are inside. Well, yeah, basically vulvas and vaginas is the penis inside us.
And the head of the penis is the clit.
Is the clitoris, yeah. And the balls are the ovaries. Oh my god, what if the shaft of the penis is the vagina?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So, like, all these straight men are basically fucking the inside of a penis.
Wow.
Now, that's speculation. That might not be real.
It's definitely speculation.
Again, none of this is really based on fact because it's not had enough science about it. That's why it's a very open discussion where please don't take what we say as gospel.
Yeah. But you know what? Like, I still think we can call the G-spot, even if it is the back of the clitoris. Because it's still the internal spot that we stimulate. And if that's the back of the clitoris, it's better than calling it my internal clitoris orgasm.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful. I think what makes it so hard is because they do feel different. It's like a lot of people, because I think a lot of people struggle to obtain a G-spot orgasm. Understandably, I did for years. I think it wasn't until like learning about the G-spot and kind of understanding it a bit more did that open things up. Also, comfortability makes a huge difference. You really have to be comfortable with someone, or you might just be lucky where you just can just have G-spot orgasms.
Knowing your body's anatomy really does help for sex, just saying.
Oh yeah, you become a pro if you actually, get off your ass and do some research about it. Then about anything, anatomy is a really good one. Everyone's different, but like that's just like the basics.
So anyway, what do you think? Do you think the G-spot is a myth after what we've just said? Would you say you have found a different G-spot that isn't the back of the clitoris?
Yeah, because and you throw in like, C spots, where it's like a cervix, pleasure zone, like D spot, where it's like deep, there's a lot going on there. There's basically multiple ways that you can have pleasure with a vagina.
As long as it feels good, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, check out our video on what's a G-spot orgasm feel like, where we discuss that more. And we will keep bringing you these videos. So yeah, let us know if you have actually got a wrinkly walnut on the inside of your vagina that you can just press and you're like, wow, there we go, orgasm. Or if you need some kind of different stimulation.
So you might notice that we are wearing our own merch, finally.
Finally. But this has been a little bit of an unusual period, and we will be finding different distributors, screen printers, to be able to join in partnership, join the Come Curious family. So we will give you all those details as and when we have them. But yeah, get your hands on this. It's almost like a little sneak preview.
This is a sneak preview now, because these are now like, if you actually got your hands on the merch, well done you. You have very exclusive merch that hardly anyone will ever have. But this will be coming soon again properly, and we will fill you in on our Instagram mainly. We might have an Instagram shop, who knows, but we will let you know very, very soon.
Yeah, baby, we'll let you know.
Give this video a huge thumbs up if you like this video, and leave a comment down below. Subscribe to us if you have not already.
And please listen to our podcast, Fucks Given, on all podcast platforms, as well as follow us on Instagram, Come Curious. You can also follow us on Twitter. But until then, we will see you next week.
Bye.